Imagine this. You're 94 years old, yet you still walk with confidence. Climb stairs effortlessly and enjoy long walks without a second thought. Sounds incredible, right? But what if I told you that there's just one essential vitamin that could make all the difference in keeping your legs strong as you age? Have you ever noticed your legs feeling weaker over time? Maybe you're experiencing muscle cramps, occasional numbness, or just don't have the stamina you once did. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. But here's the good news. There's a simple, science-backed way to maintain strong, powerful legs for life. And the best part? It doesn't require hours at the gym, expensive supplements, or complicated routines. Just one simple nutrient, easily added to your diet, could be the key to keeping your legs strong, even at 94. Before I reveal this powerful vitamin, tell me in the comments, have you noticed any changes in your leg strength over the years? Type yes if you have, or no if you're still feeling strong. And keep watching, because in just a moment, I'll share not only the name of this miracle vitamin, but also how to get the perfect amount every day without making major lifestyle changes. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The power of vitamin D, how it keeps your legs strong as you age. Why do our legs get weaker with age? Aging is a natural process. But let's be honest, some changes are more frustrating than others. One of the most noticeable shifts as we get older is the gradual weakening of our legs. Have you ever felt that your legs just don't have the same energy they used to? That climbing stairs feels more challenging than before? If so, you're not alone. According to Harvard Health, muscle loss begins as early as your 30s and speeds up dramatically in your 60s and 70s. This process, known as sarcopenia, is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength. Simultaneously, our bones also become weaker due to a decline in bone mineral density, which can lead to osteoporosis and fractures. Here's the scary part. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, loss of independence, and even premature mortality. Falls are actually the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. But here's the good news. There's something you can do about it. Vitamin D could be the key to maintaining strong, healthy legs, even as you age. Before we dive into the details, let me know in the comments. Have you ever noticed your legs getting weaker over the years? Type yes if you have, or no if you feel just as strong as ever. How does vitamin D keep your legs strong? Vitamin D is not just the sunshine vitamin, it's a powerful nutrient that plays a crucial role in keeping your legs strong. In fact, multiple studies suggest that low vitamin D levels are directly linked to muscle weakness, falls, and even mobility issues. Let's break it down. Muscle function. Vitamin D helps your muscles contract effectively. Without it, muscles become weak, leading to poor balance and a higher risk of falls. Bone health. Vitamin D enhances calcium absorption, keeping bones strong, and reducing the likelihood of fractures. Nerve health. It supports the nervous system, improving coordination and reducing muscle pain. Inflammation control. Vitamin D helps reduce chronic inflammation, which is often linked to muscle weakness and joint pain. A Mayo Clinic study found that people with low vitamin D levels are 77% more likely to experience muscle weakness compared to those with sufficient levels. That's a huge number. Imagine being able to walk, stand, and move with ease, simply by ensuring you get enough vitamin D. So here's a quick question. How often do you get direct sunlight? Let me know in the comments below. What happens when you're deficient in vitamin D? If you don't get enough vitamin D, your body will let you know, often in ways that seem unrelated. Some common symptoms include muscle weakness, leg cramps or aches, joint pain, fatigue and low energy, difficulty walking or standing for long periods. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that adults with vitamin D deficiency perform significantly worse on physical performance tests compared to those with adequate levels. This means something as simple as getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or walking for a few minutes could become harder without enough vitamin D. Does any of this sound familiar? If so, you might want to check your vitamin D levels. How to get enough vitamin D for strong legs. Now that we know how essential vitamin D is, let's talk about how you can make sure you're getting enough. 1. Get some sunlight. Your skin naturally produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. Experts recommend at least 10 to 30 minutes of sun exposure per day, depending on your skin type and location. But here's the problem. As we age, our ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight decreases by nearly 50%. Plus, if you live in a colder climate or spend a lot of time indoors, you might not be getting enough. 2. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. If sunlight isn't an option, food is the next best source. Some of the best vitamin D-rich foods include eggs, especially the yolk, fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel, cheese, fortified dairy and plant-based milk, mushrooms. Yes, some mushrooms naturally produce vitamin D. Quick poll, what's your favorite vitamin D-rich food? Comment below. 3. Consider a vitamin D supplement. Sometimes, food and sunlight aren't enough, especially if you have darker skin, live in northern areas, or use sunscreen frequently. According to Dr. Michael Hollick, a leading vitamin D researcher from Boston University, most adults need at least 1,000 to 2,000 U of vitamin D per day. However, if you're deficient, your doctor may recommend even higher doses. Pro tip: always get your vitamin D levels tested before starting a supplement. Taking too much can also have side effects. The bottom line: keep your legs strong for life. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health, it's a key factor in maintaining muscle strength, balance, and mobility. As we age, keeping our legs strong isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for maintaining independence and preventing falls. So let's recap. Vitamin D is essential for strong muscles, bones, and nerves. Low levels increase the risk of falls, fractures, and weakness. Sunlight, food, and supplements can help maintain healthy levels. Now it's your turn. What's one thing you'll do today to boost your vitamin D levels? Let me know in the comments below. Signs of vitamin D deficiency. Are you at risk? Did you know that a shocking number of people, especially older adults, are deficient in vitamin D without even realizing it? This crucial vitamin plays an essential role in muscle function, bone health, immune response, and even mood regulation. Yet, due to modern lifestyles that limit sun exposure, poor dietary habits, and aging-related absorption issues, vitamin D deficiency is alarmingly common. Warning signs of vitamin D deficiency. If you've been feeling off lately but can't pinpoint why, your body might be trying to tell you something. Let's dive into the most common red flags. Frequent leg cramps, a silent cry for help? Ever been jolted awake by a painful Charlie horse? Those sudden, intense leg cramps might not just be bad luck. They could be a sign that your muscles aren't getting enough calcium due to low vitamin D levels. Scientific backing. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that low vitamin D levels impair calcium absorption, leading to muscle spasms and cramps. Try this. If you regularly experience leg cramps, especially at night, consider having your vitamin D levels checked. Increasing your intake through sunlight exposure, supplements, or vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish and fortified dairy products could make a difference. Weak and fatigued legs. Do you struggle to walk? Do your legs feel heavier than usual? Do simple tasks like climbing stairs or walking for long distances leave you unusually tired? What's happening? Vitamin D plays a direct role in muscle strength and energy metabolism. When your body lacks it, your muscles recover more slowly, leading to weakness, sluggishness, and persistent fatigue. Supporting research. A groundbreaking study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults with low vitamin D levels had significantly weaker lower body strength, making them more prone to falls and mobility issues. What you can do: spending just 15 to 30 minutes in the sun daily and incorporating vitamin D-rich foods into your diet can help restore muscle vitality. If you're experiencing persistent muscle weakness, consider consulting your doctor about vitamin D supplementation. Poor balance and increased risk of falling, a hidden danger. Do you feel off balance or find yourself tripping more often? If so, your muscles and nerves may not be working together as they should due to vitamin D deficiency. The science. Vitamin D activates the nerve receptors in muscles that help maintain stability and coordination. A lack of this vitamin weakens the neuromuscular system, increasing the likelihood of falls and fractures, especially in older adults. Study Spotlight. Research from the New England Journal of Medicine concluded that individuals with adequate vitamin D levels had a 20% lower risk of falling compared to those who were deficient. Action plan. Strengthen your balance with simple exercises like standing on one leg, incorporating yoga or Tai Chi, and ensuring your body gets enough vitamin D and magnesium for optimal nerve function. Joint and bone pain. A sign of weakening bones. If you frequently experience aching joints, stiffness, or bone discomfort, your skeletal system may be suffering from vitamin D depletion. Why it matters. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption, which strengthens bones. Without it, bones become fragile, soft, and prone to conditions like osteomalacia, soft bones, and osteoporosis, brittle bones. Clinical insight. A study from Harvard Medical School found that chronic joint pain was significantly more common in individuals with low vitamin D levels, particularly in the knees, hips, and lower back. Backhand index pointing right. What you can do. Focus on weight-bearing exercises, increase your intake of calcium-rich foods, and monitor your vitamin D status regularly, especially if you are over 50. Slow wound healing. Why do cuts and bruises linger? Ever noticed that cuts, bruises, or minor injuries take longer to heal? Vitamin D plays a key role in immune function and tissue repair. Without it, your body struggles to regenerate skin and muscle cells efficiently. Scientific evidence. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Medicine found that patients with chronic wounds, such as diabetic ulcers, often had critically low vitamin D levels, delaying their healing process. Pro tip: boost your vitamin D levels through diet and supplementation, and pair it with vitamin C and zinc for an even faster wound healing response. Mood swings and depression. Could low vitamin D be affecting your mental health? Do you feel unusually irritable, anxious, or even depressed? Vitamin D and the brain. This vitamin is not just for bones. It's also critical for brain function. It helps regulate serotonin, a hormone that affects mood, sleep, and overall emotional well-being. Notable study. Research from the Cleveland Clinic discovered that individuals with low vitamin D levels were more likely to suffer from mood disorders, including depression and anxiety. Backhand index pointing right. Simple fix. Spending more time outdoors, exercising, and taking a vitamin D3 supplement can boost serotonin levels and improve mood naturally. What's next? Take action now. If you recognize any of these symptoms, don't ignore them. Your body is trying to tell you something important. The good news? Vitamin D deficiency is completely reversible with the right lifestyle changes. Here's what you can do today. Get more sunlight. Aim for 15 to 30 minutes daily. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. Include salmon, tuna, egg yolks, and fortified dairy. Take high-quality supplements. Look for vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, the most effective form. Exercise regularly. Strength training and walking can improve muscle and bone health. Check your levels. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. How much vitamin D do you really need? The science might surprise you. Have you ever wondered if you're getting enough vitamin D? Or maybe you've heard conflicting recommendations and aren't sure what to believe. You're not alone. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, yet many people, especially older adults, may not be getting enough. So, how much do you actually need? Let's break it down with real science, expert opinions, and some surprising facts that might change how you think about this essential nutrient. Some with face pill. The recommended daily intake. What do experts say? The recommended daily allowance, RDA, for vitamin D varies depending on age. Adults under 70 years old, 600 IU, international units per day. Adults over 70 years old, 800 to 1,000 U per day. Harvard Health suggests 1,000 to 2,000 U for optimal benefits. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch. Many experts argue that these recommendations are way too low, especially for older adults who may struggle to absorb vitamin D efficiently. In fact, researchers like Dr. Michael F. Hollick, a leading vitamin D expert from Boston University, have been advocating for higher daily intakes for years. Dr. Hollick, in his widely cited research, suggests that 2,000 to 5,000 IU per day may be necessary for adults, particularly those at risk of deficiency. So, who's right? The answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. Why do some experts recommend higher doses? Several factors influence how much vitamin D your body actually needs. Sun exposure. If you live in a sunny climate and spend a lot of time outdoors, your body naturally produces more vitamin D. But for those in colder regions or who mostly stay indoors, supplementation is crucial. Age and absorption. As we age, our skin loses some ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight. Additionally, conditions like osteoporosis, kidney disease, or digestive disorders, such as Crohn's or celiac disease, can impair absorption. Weight and body fat. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it gets stored in fat tissue. If you have higher body fat levels, you may need a higher intake to maintain adequate blood levels. According to a 2017 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association (JAMA), people with obesity often have lower circulating vitamin D levels despite consuming the same amount as others. This is why some researchers recommend higher dosages for individuals with higher body fat percentages. The best way to determine your ideal vitamin D intake. Here's the secret. The best way to find out how much vitamin D you need isn't by guessing. It's by getting a blood test. A simple 25-hydroxyvitamin D test, also called a 25-OH-D test, measures how much vitamin D is circulating in your bloodstream. Optimal blood levels, 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. Insufficient levels, 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter. Deficiency, below 20 nanograms per milliliter. Toxicity risk, above 100 nanograms per milliliter, though this is rare. Most experts agree that maintaining at least 30 nanograms per milliliter is important for bone health, immune function, and overall well-being. However, Dr. Hollick and other researchers, like Dr. Robert P. Heaney from Creighton University, suggest that 50 nanograms per milliliter might be a more optimal target for most people. The health benefits of adequate vitamin D. So why does this even matter? Because vitamin D does so much more than just support bone health. 1. Stronger bones and muscles. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, which is essential for preventing osteoporosis and fractures, a major concern for older adults. According to research published in the New England Journal of Medicine, supplementing with vitamin D and calcium reduces the risk of fractures by up to 30%. 2. A stronger immune system. Did you know that vitamin D plays a crucial role in immune defense? A large meta-analysis in the British Medical Journal, BMJ, found that people with low vitamin D levels were more susceptible to infections, including colds, flu, and even COVID-19 complications. 3. Better mood and mental health. Feeling down? You might need more vitamin D. Research from Harvard Medical School suggests that low vitamin D levels are linked to depression, and that supplementation may improve mood, especially in people with seasonal affective disorder, SAD. 4. Lower risk of chronic diseases. Multiple studies have shown that maintaining optimal vitamin D levels may lower the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. A groundbreaking study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that higher vitamin D levels were associated with a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. How to get enough vitamin D? Food, sun, or supplements? So, what's the best way to ensure you're getting enough vitamin D? Here are your 3 main options. 1. Sunlight. Spending 15 to 30 minutes in direct sunlight, without sunscreen, can boost vitamin D production. But factors like skin tone, geographic location, and season can affect how much you actually make. 2. Diet. Some foods naturally contain vitamin D, including fatty fish, salmon, tuna, sardines, egg yolks, fortified dairy products, mushrooms, especially if exposed to UV light. 3. Supplements. If you're not getting enough from sunlight and food, supplements can help. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is the preferred form because it's more effective at raising blood levels than vitamin D2, ergocalciferol. Are high doses of vitamin D dangerous? You might be wondering, if vitamin D is so good, can I take too much? While toxicity is rare, it can happen with extremely high doses, above 10,000 IU per day for long periods. Symptoms of vitamin D toxicity include nausea and vomiting, kidney damage, excess calcium in the blood, hypercalcemia. However, studies show that most adults can safely take up to 400 to 500 IU per day without any risk of toxicity. That's why many doctors recommend this range for those at risk of deficiency. Final thoughts: how much do you really need? At the end of the day, your vitamin D needs depend on your individual health, lifestyle, and genetics. While the RDA suggests 600 to 1,000 IU per day, many experts advocate for 2,000 to 500 IU daily, especially for those with low sun exposure or absorption issues. Action step: want to know if you're getting enough? Get a blood test to check your vitamin D levels. If they're low, consider increasing your intake through sun exposure, food, or supplements. And remember, small changes can make a big difference in your health. Just a few minutes in the sun or the right supplement could help keep your bones strong, your immune system resilient, and your mood uplifted. How to get enough vitamin D naturally, the ultimate guide. Did you know that over 1 billion people worldwide are vitamin D deficient? This sunshine vitamin is crucial for bone health, immune function, and even mood regulation. But with modern lifestyles keeping us indoors, how can you ensure you're getting enough of this essential nutrient? In this guide, you'll discover the best natural sources of vitamin D, why it's so important, and expert-backed tips for maximizing absorption. Stay until the end, because the final tip might surprise you. 1. Sunlight, the best natural source of vitamin D. Let's start with the most powerful and natural way to get vitamin D, sunlight exposure. How your skin produces vitamin D. When UVB rays from the sun hit your skin, they trigger the production of vitamin D3, which is then processed by your liver and kidneys into its active form. This process is incredibly efficient, just 15 to 30 minutes of midday sun exposure on your arms. And legs can generate up to 10,000 IU of vitamin D, Hollick, 2007. But here's the catch. Not everyone produces vitamin D at the same rate. Factors that affect vitamin D synthesis. Age. Older adults produce less vitamin D. A study by Dr. Michael F. Hollick from Boston University found that a 70-year-old person makes only 25% of the vitamin D that a 20-year-old produces from the same sunlight exposure. Skin tone. Darker skin contains more melanin, which reduces UVB absorption. This means people with darker skin need longer sun exposure to generate the same amount of vitamin D. Geography. If you live above 37 degrees latitude, like in New York, London, or Toronto, your skin produces little to no vitamin D from sunlight during winter months. Sunscreen and clothing. While sunscreen is essential for preventing skin damage, SPF 30 can reduce vitamin D production by 95%. Matsuoka et al., 1987. If you always wear sunscreen, make sure you're getting vitamin D from food or supplements. How to optimize sunlight exposure for vitamin D production. Expose large areas of skin, like arms and legs, for at least 15 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Go outside between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's when UVB rays are strongest. If you have darker skin, you may need up to 60 minutes of sun exposure for the same effect. If you live in a northern climate, consider supplementing during winter months. We'll cover this later. Want a quick test? If your shadow is shorter than you, you're getting enough UVB rays to make vitamin D. 2. Top food sources of vitamin D. If getting enough sunlight isn't always an option, your diet can help. While very few foods naturally contain vitamin D, there are some excellent dietary sources. Fatty fish, the king of vitamin D. Fish is one of the best natural sources of vitamin D. Here's how much you get per serving. Salmon, wild-caught 600-1000 IU per serving. Mackerel, 500 IU per serving. Sardines, 300 IU per serving. Cod liver oil, 1,300 IU per tablespoon, a powerhouse. Scientific insight. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who eat fatty fish twice a week have significantly higher blood levels of vitamin D compared to those who don't. Schmidt et al., 2019. Egg yolks, a convenient source. Each egg yolk contains about 40 IU of vitamin D. While this isn't much, adding eggs to your daily diet can contribute to your overall intake. Pro tip: opt for pasture-raised eggs, as they contain up to 4 times more vitamin D than conventional eggs. Mushrooms, a plant-based source. Did you know that mushrooms can produce vitamin D just like human skin when exposed to sunlight? Sun-dried mushrooms, up to 1,000 IU per cup. Regular mushrooms, only about 10 IU per cup. How to boost their vitamin D levels. Place mushrooms under direct sunlight for 30 to 60 minutes before cooking. This can increase their vitamin D content by 400 to 600%. Koilamudi et al., 2009. Glass of milk fortified foods, a reliable option. Because vitamin D is scarce in food, many products are fortified with it. Milk, dairy, and plant-based 100 to 150 IU per cup. Orange juice, 100 IU per cup. Cereal, 40 IU per serving. Interesting fact, in Scandinavia and Canada, where sunlight is limited in winter, vitamin D fortification is mandatory for milk. and dairy products to prevent deficiency. 3. Should you take a vitamin D supplement? For many people, getting enough vitamin D from food and sunlight alone isn't realistic, especially if you live in a cold climate or spend most of your time indoors. Vitamin D3 versus D2. Which one is better? Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, the most effective and bioavailable form of vitamin D, sourced from fish or lanolin. Vitamin D2, ergocalciferol, found in plants and mushrooms, but less effective at raising blood levels of vitamin D. Scientific consensus. A meta-analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that vitamin D3 is 87% more potent at raising blood levels than D2. Tripkovic et al., 2012. How much vitamin D do you need? According to the Institute of Medicine, adults, 19 to 70 years, 600 to 800 IU/day. Older adults, 70 plus years, 800 1000 IU/day. People with deficiency, 2,000 to 5,000 IU/day, based on blood tests. Best way to take it. Always take vitamin D with a meal containing healthy fats, like olive oil or avocado, to boost absorption by up to 50%. Wagner et al., 2008. 4. Key takeaways. How to get enough vitamin D naturally. Sunlight is the best source. Aim for 15 to 30 minutes of midday sun exposure, at least 3 times per week. Eat vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, eggs, and sun-exposed mushrooms. If needed, take a vitamin D3 supplement, especially in winter or if you're older. Pair vitamin D with healthy fats for better absorption. The power of strong legs. How seniors transformed their mobility with vitamin D. Have you ever struggled to climb the stairs? Felt your legs weaken over time? Or worried about losing your independence due to mobility issues? What if I told you that a simple change in your daily routine could drastically improve the strength of your legs, enhance your balance, and help you regain confidence in movement? Stay with me because today, I'm going to share real-life success stories of seniors who transformed their lives by improving their leg strength, and all it took was one simple but powerful nutrient, vitamin D. If you're still reading, drop it in the comments so I know you're here and ready to take action. While leg strength is the key to a healthy, independent life, leg strength isn't just about walking or standing. It's about maintaining your freedom and independence as you age. According to Dr. Roger Fielding, a professor at Tufts University specializing in aging and muscle health, loss of leg strength is one of the biggest predictors of falls, fractures, and loss of independence in older adults. Aging naturally leads to a decline in muscle mass and bone density. This condition, known as sarcopenia, makes it harder to perform daily activities like climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or walking for extended periods. But here's the good news. It's never too late to regain strength. One essential factor in this process is vitamin D. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle function, bone health, and fall prevention. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles weaken, coordination declines, and your risk of falling skyrockets. Real-life transformations. Seniors who regain their strength. Let's take a look at 3 remarkable individuals who turned their lives around by making one simple change, boosting their vitamin D intake. Mary, 82, climbing stairs with ease. I used to struggle with stairs, and my legs felt so weak that even short walks were exhausting. The worst part? Nighttime leg cramps that woke me up multiple times. My doctor suggested increasing my vitamin D intake, and within a few weeks, I noticed a huge difference. I sleep better. My legs feel stronger, and I can climb stairs without stopping every few steps. Who knew something so simple could make such a big difference? What changed for Mary? Increased vitamin D levels through diet and supplements. Better sleep with fewer leg cramps. Increased mobility, allowing her to climb stairs effortlessly. Robert, 91, regaining balance and confidence. After my 90th birthday, I noticed I was struggling to keep my balance. Walking on uneven surfaces made me nervous, and I found myself avoiding outdoor walks. My doctor recommended vitamin D supplements, and within months, I felt steadier on my feet. Now, I can walk outside without fear. It's incredible how something as simple as a vitamin can make you feel so much more confident. What changed for Robert? Improved balance, reducing the risk of falls. More confidence to walk outside. Stronger leg muscles, making movement easier. Helen, 94, staying active and fall-free. I never thought vitamin D would make such a difference. My legs used to feel heavy, and I was always afraid of falling. But since I started taking my supplements, I haven't had a single fall in over a year. My legs feel lighter, and I have more energy. I tell all my friends, don't underestimate the power of vitamin D. What changed for Helen? Reduced fatigue and muscle heaviness. No falls in over a year, improving her confidence. More energy to stay active and independent. Now tell me, have you ever experienced leg weakness or balance issues? If so, type yes in the comments. Let's see how many of us have felt this struggle. The science behind vitamin D and leg strength. If you're wondering how vitamin D improves leg strength, here's what top researchers say. Increased muscle strength. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with higher vitamin D levels had greater muscle mass and stronger lower body function, better balance, and fall prevention. Research from Harvard Medical School states that vitamin D reduces the risk of falls by up to 22% in older adults by improving neuromuscular function, stronger bones, and reduced fractures, according to the National Institute on Aging. Vitamin D supports calcium absorption, which keeps bones strong and reduces fracture risk. In short, vitamin D isn't just for bones, it's a game changer for your muscles, balance, and overall mobility. How to get more vitamin D in your daily life. So, now you know why vitamin D is so important. The next step? Making sure you're getting enough. Here's how. Sunlight exposure. Your body naturally produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. Aim for 10 to 30 minutes of direct sun exposure on your skin, without sunscreen, a few times a week. If you live in a colder climate or spend most of your time indoors, you may need extra vitamin D from food or supplements. Vitamin D-rich foods. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. Egg yolks. Fortified dairy products. Mushrooms. Supplements. The recommended daily dose for older adults is 800 to 1,000 U of vitamin D. Always consult your doctor before starting supplements. What this means for you. If you're reading this and thinking, could vitamin D help me too? The answer is yes. If you often feel leg weakness, cramps, or instability, you might be deficient in vitamin D. If you struggle with stairs or feel unsteady while walking, it's time to take action. If you want to maintain your mobility and independence for years to come, boosting your vitamin D levels is a simple, effective step. Here's what you can do today. 1. Check your vitamin D levels. Ask your doctor for a blood test. 2. Get more sunlight. Spend time outdoors whenever possible. 3. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. Add fish, eggs, and dairy to your diet. 4. Consider supplements, especially if you live in an area with limited sun exposure. The simple choice that can change everything. So, now you know the secret to strong, resilient legs, even at 94, comes down to just one essential vitamin. And the best part? It's simple, accessible, and backed by science. No complicated routines, no overwhelming changes, just a small daily habit that could make a huge difference in your mobility, independence, and overall quality of life. Imagine yourself years from now, walking effortlessly, enjoying time with loved ones, and staying active without pain or limitations. That future isn't just wishful thinking. It's a choice you can start making today. And it all begins with giving your body the right nutrition. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried adding this vitamin to your diet? If not, are you willing to start today? Drop a yes in the comments if you're ready to take control of your leg strength. And keep moving with confidence. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who could benefit from this simple yet powerful tip. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more life-changing health insights. Stay strong, stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.